What's good, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as you guys saw in part 1 and 2 of this series, I started an EDM song, kind of looked like the Illenium style vibes, and now we're at part 3, the last part.
Nice.
I'm gonna be releasing this song on January 1st, New Year's Day. If you want to pre-save it, which please do that helps me out so much. If you go down to the link in the description, click the Spotify pre-save. That means the world to me, so that way you guys can have it right when it drops. The song is pretty much mixed. I didn't want to show a lot of the mixing process because like a lot of it's just boring stuff of me changing the level back and forth on every instrument in the song. I'll show you guys some things that kind of help the mixing process, and I'll also walk you guys through what I put on my master chain. But yeah, that's enough talking, guys. Let's get into this video. The song is sounding crazy different than what it was before, so let's get into it. I want to just play through it first. Okay, I mean, this is sounding way different, way better. So let's just give it a quick listen first. I'll skip through like some parts that are kind of repetitive, but let's just give it a listen real quick.
Loneliness is, and it's sad really, it's just a lack of self-love. Some people just can't stand who they are when they're by themselves. You need to learn to love yourself, and you won't be so lonely.
Alright, so that is the full song. As you guys could probably tell, there's a lot of new things. Alright, so I started by making a different lead sound, and the lead actually sounds like this. So that's like a electric guitar sounding like synth, and then I layered it with a bunch of different sounds. And then you get that on our original drop, and it sounds like this. So that sounds, I mean, I love that. I think the melody's pretty catchy. So another thing you heard that I think is super important that I really like to do with my songs is I like to hint at what the lead is. So if you listen to this right here in this intro, it's super like spacious, high cut, low, and you hear that at the beginning, you're like, wow, it's a catchy melody, and then it comes back in for the drop. and also the build-up. So that's something that's super cool that I did, that I always enjoy doing. So the build-up's a little different now. So there we just have a basic riser, a basic snare roll, and then I also put kicks hitting with the snares. For the second build-up, I bring back in that guitar lead. Once again, just keeping it in the background, and then you also hear this nice piano. And I'm pretty sure that's just me going. Anyway, the piano sounds nice. At the second part of the last drop, I bring back that main vocal instead of the chopped up version of before. So that sounds, I mean, that sounds awesome. I love that. So that's kind of how we arranged it. I went for like a longer intro, first drop, smaller middle build up, and then last drop, and then a nice outro where I just have like a quote about loneliness and the pianos with it. I think that's really it for as far as things that I like added in. It's just cleaner now. I took off a lot of reverb of some of the things that I like to put on early just to give it like a bigger feel. So as far as mixing goes, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but even in like my loudest points, I never go over 5 dB. So like when this drop hits, so like I'm barely peaking at 6, at -6 dBs. And the reason we do that is so we can leave a lot of room to bump up the volume in our master. All right, so now we have this audio file into our, I guess, our final session. So for a master, I have my like master strip saved. I use the glue compressor by Cytomic. All right, so one of the first things I do is I usually take a not like super sharp high cut and cut out just like these super top frequencies that, you know, don't really do much for our mix. Next, something that I do, and I think a lot of like producers do, is they'll bring in OTT. Now OTT is like a multi-brand compressor, so it kind of gives you the option to, you know, compress the higher frequencies, mid frequencies, and low frequencies. So that really brought out like our kick and our bass a little bit. I know you guys aren't getting like the best listening because you're just listening through my phone, but that did bring out our kick and bass a little, so that was good. Next, the Ozone 9 imager. So we want our high end to be a little bit wider. We want our low end, you know, our bass and our kick to be pretty much mono. So that, I mean, that is sounding way better. It's nice and wide. I love the mastering phase because like you hear the mix and you're like, God, it could sound so much better, and then you bring it into a master. And the master does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's making it sound so much better. So definitely getting louder, definitely getting a little bit wider here. So with each band is basically like, these are the lower frequencies, mid to high, and then high frequencies. So as you can see, I have the high frequencies a little bit wider, pulled up to about 20, and the low ones pulled down pretty far. So they're pretty mono and hitting directly in the center. So this really spreads out your track. Shout out Ozone 9. They sent me over the Ozone, the whole isotope Ozone 9 for free. They're awesome. Yes, that's how I do a little bit of imaging there. Now, to get our desired loudness, I use the limiter from Logic. So I'll bring this down at first, but this is basically, now that we have something that's sounding decent and good, we want to bring up some loudness. So. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. I know it was kind of a quick one, but hopefully you learned some things about how I master, a little bit about the mixing process. Be sure to click the link down below, pre-save the song on Spotify. It's called I'm So Alone. obviously by me, Beautiful Beats. And when it drops, be sure to add it to a playlist. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking around for the 3-part series. January 1st, New Year's Day. Be sure to go listen to the song. I appreciate you guys. And like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like the videos, there's going to be a ton more coming. Yeah, peace. See you guys later.